What's going on? Algebra 1. Here we go, guys. Section 5, Chapter 5, Slope and Rate of Change. Big, important section, okay? Like I've been telling you, everything in this chapter is all about graphing, and you have some vital notes, all right? Take the time to copy all of these notes down. This is not something that, again, I just say to say. You need to be doing this, all right? There's a great deal of you guys that need to take the time to do this, so do it. That means pause the video, copy it down, start the video, move through, pause it, copy it, keep working through these videos because this is really important. All right, here we go. Section 5, slope, rate of change. So right off the bat, you guys are seeing some important stuff. What is slope? You've been hearing me say it in other videos. Officially, hear it again. Rise, over, run. Rise, that means up and down. All right, you got a positive number on top, go up. You got a negative number on top, go down. Then the run, I always keep the run as a positive number, so all you do is go right. All right, as long as you have the negative value on top, that means go for the rise. If that's a negative, go down, and you will always then move to the right. So every time you run to the right. Okay, if we are doing the equation here, then that would be a change in y, which means subtraction for change. All right, and then if we have a change in x, that would be a subtraction for x. All right, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about very soon. Take a little look down the page here. All right, so slope is represented by the variable m. All right, m right there. We have seen this before for the slope-intercept equation. All right, you will see it again. And just in case you forgot, slope-intercept equation is y equals mx plus b. All right, so if you want the connection, there's m right there. So when you see m, think slope. All right, now the equation officially for m, let's say all they give you is 2 points. All right, so here's x comma y, then there's another x comma y, but we fill in those x and y's with numbers. Then you will be using this equation right here. All right, this is important. You got to write that down. You got to memorize it. Okay, and then what I will be showing you is when you are, as it says, given 2 points, that's important, 2 points, then that is where these values right here come in. 1 representing that comes from the first point. 2 representing that comes from the second point. All right, and again, 1 from the first, 2 from the second. Okay, and you're going to see me do this where? Example problems 1, 2, and 3. So follow me through this. Now, what if you are given a graph? That's basically all they're going to be giving you here. Then you'll have to have 2 points. And I'm sure those 2 points are designated already on the graph. And then what you're going to be doing is counting, starting with the point furthest to the left. So that means start right here. That's the point furthest to the left. Count up. That is your rise. All right, so count up. Then from there, count over. That is your run. And that is how you're getting to the second dot. Rise, over, run. That's what's going to create the slope. All right, and again, you want to see this? Stick with the video. We're looking at this in example problems 4 and 5. Okay, so let's do it. Let's jump into one more little bit right here. This is all conceptual. All right, this is all conceptual, this last little part here. Copy this down, all right, these little charts. You see a line that is basically going in that positive direction, like you read a book. You read a book from left to right. That's how you look at a graph. So how do I know if the line's going up? Because from left to right, that is moving in a positive direction. It's going up. And then in this case, from left to right, it's going in a downward motion. Now here's where students tend to forget or get confused or just not remember. It's when we're talking about a zero slope or an undefined slope. All right. If you have a horizontal line, that means perfectly left to right, flat left to right, it is a zero slope. A vertical line, perfectly vertical, is going to create undefined slope. All right, no slope, undefined. Make sure you understand 0 is different than undefined. They are not the same thing. All right, let's do some example problems. Here we go. So let's start. We are given 2 points, and let's go ahead and label these so you know exactly what we're talking about. This is the first x, so it's x1. This is the first y, so it's y1. Here's the second x, so it's x2. Here's the second y, so it's y2. All right, and don't forget the equation. I'm going to scroll back up real quick so you see it, but this needs to be in your notes. This is what we're talking about right here. That's the equation. Okay, so let's go back down. Let's fill in where all of these values belong. -1 minus 2 all divided by 4 minus 5. This is the equation to calculate slope when you are given 2 points. Remember, up there in the notes, you should be looking exactly at your notes as you look at these example problems so you can walk through it with me. Okay, now it's simply a matter of calculation. All right. -1 minus 2 is a -3. Put that division sign. 4 minus 5 creates a -1. Now, we have a negative over a negative, which will create a positive. 3 over 1. There's our value. And it's okay to put 3 over 1 because remember, slope is representing a rise over a run. So that's why it's not a bad thing to go ahead and include that 1 in the denominator. All right, now let's take a look at example 2. Remember, let's set it up just so we have it. Here's your first x, your first y, your second x, your second y. Okay? Have those notes right next to you so you have exactly perfect connection on where did these numbers go in the equation. We start with y2. So a -2 minus 2, all divided by 5 minus 5. Now, there should be kind of like a red light or a red flag just coming up. There's something weird that you're going to notice in this problem. A -2 minus 2. That's not the weird part. -2 minus 2 is -4. Divided by, here's the part, 5 minus 5 gives you 0. Now, here is a very important thing to remember. If you have a number divided by 0, in other words, 0 in the denominator, this is going to equal undefined slope. All right. Now, remember, I'm going to put, in fact, a note off to the side because I think this is very important for students to remember. If you have 0 divided by a number, it equals 0. But if you have a number divided by 0, it equals undefined. That's important. And students will get that mixed up and confused. But you won't because you're going to write that down and remember it. So here we go. Let's move into example problem number 3. Let's set this up. We should already know x1, y1, x2, y2. All right. y2 is -4 minus 0. Nope, that's not right. We got to undo that. Our y1 is 6 divided by 5 minus 0. Okay, negative 4 minus 6 creates a negative 10. 5 minus 0 is 5. And simply reduce this value here. Negative 10 divided by 5 is a negative 2. I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1 because why? Rise over run. Represent both parts. Okay, perfect. Let's move into problem 4, problem 5, and this is the last problems, I believe. Perfect. All right, find the slope, then define the line. When they say define the line, that means is it positive, is it negative, is it 0, is it undefined? So the first thing that we can do here is you're going to see the line is going down. So that means right off the bat we know this is negative. Now, what is the slope? So we need to count this out. If we have a point right here and a point right here, how many times are we traveling down? We're going to travel down 3 times. You see how we are at a positive 3? So we would travel down 1, 2, 3 times. And then how many times are we going to run? For starters, we travel down, so that's negative 3. Travel down. Then we run twice. 1, 2. So that is 2. What does that equal? That is our slope right there. Perfect. Now, I see a horizontal line. I also don't see any points. Because it's a horizontal line, you immediately should know, using your notes, what is my slope? M equals 0. We have a 0 slope. All right, perfect. There you go. Use these notes, guys. Watch this video. In fact, rewatch it if it didn't make sense, because these are very important. You're going to use these a lot. All right, we'll see you in the next one.